This is Mac OS Ken.
Digging deeper on data apps, iPhone 13 may have canceled noise cancellation, and Apple marks MLK Day. It is Tuesday, the 18th of January, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by New Relic, helping you monitor, debug, and improve your entire stack. If you're a developer or software engineer, you don't need me to tell you how complex systems can be. How much time have you spent trying to figure out what went wrong, when something went wrong, and how much more time do you want to spend doing that? Stop it with New Relic. New Relic combines 16 different monitoring products that you would normally buy separately, so engineering teams can see across the entire software stack in one place. With New Relic, you can pinpoint issues down to the line of code, so you know exactly why the problem happened and how to take care of it quickly. That's why the developer and ops teams at GitHub, Atlassian, DoorDash, and more than 14,000 other companies use New Relic to debug and improve their software. The next bug hunt is just around the corner. Get New Relic before it happens, and you can get access to the whole New Relic platform and 100 gigabytes of data free forever. No credit card required. Sign up at newrelic.com/macOSKen. NEWRELIC. That's newrelic.com/macOSKen. newrelic.com/macOSKen. So you know how the whole thing with Apple and dating apps in the Netherlands has been settled? Yeah, it turns out maybe not. We started the week with word that Apple will allow dating apps in that country to employ third-party payment methods, complying with a Christmas-time mandate from the Netherlands Authority for Consumers and Markets, or ACM. Complying for now, though Apple is still appealing the decision, according to a report from Engadget. Turns out, though, just following the ACM orders might not be enough. There's more than one way to do a thing, and the way Apple's doing it may not be as straightforward as some would hope. Props to Apple Insider for sussing out the terms of Apple's offering. It's got the developer support page for distributing dating apps in the Netherlands, explaining that affected apps have 3 options covering payment systems. Along with the existing in-app payment system, developers can also use an in-app link pointing users to a website to complete the purchase, or use a third-party payment system within the app. For some reason, 2 songs leap to mind: Ringo Starr's It Don't Come Easy and the Rolling Stones' You Can't Always Get What You Want. The Apple Insider piece, by the way, sailed in under the headline, Apple makes it clear it will get its app commission regardless of payment method. No word yet on what the commission will be. Meanwhile, a piece from Mac Rumors says developers will also be required to maintain separate app binaries for distribution in the Netherlands if they choose to offer alternate in-app purchasing options. That report also has Apple warning of potential user experience problems for which developers will be responsible. Mac Rumors quotes the Cupertino company as saying, because Apple will not be directly aware of purchases made using alternative methods, Apple will not be able to assist users with refunds, purchase history, subscription management, and other issues encountered when purchasing digital goods and services through these alternative purchasing methods. You will be responsible for addressing such issues with customers. One gets why the ACM wants to double-check Apple's offer, and it's hard to imagine affected parties will be overjoyed by it. Mac Rumors quotes a press release from the organization saying, ACM will now assess whether Apple meets the requirements that ACM had imposed. As part of that assessment, ACM will sit down with dating app providers, among other interested parties. If you have an iPhone 13 and are looking for the noise canceling feature for phone calls, you can apparently stop looking. It's not there, and it looks like it might not be. A few weeks ago, says a piece from 9to5Mac, 9to5Mac reported an outgrowing complaint from iPhone 13 users about the lack of a noise-canceling feature for phone calls through the accessibility settings that is available to all previous iPhones, but not the newer ones. They thought it was a bug. Now it seems removing that feature may be a feature. A 9to5Mac reader shared a conversation they had with Apple support on Twitter. They say after working with Apple and a senior advisor for months, saying to wait for an update to fix the issue, I got an update regarding the issue and apparently it won't be fixed, and noise cancellation is intentionally disabled for those devices for unspecified reasons. And if you don't like it, apple.com/feedback was their suggestion. Only probably nicer than that. To me, this just sounds like a convenience turned inconvenience. But there's a reason that it's in the accessibility menu. Apple's support page on audio settings on the iPhone advises users you can adjust the mono, audio, and left-right stereo balance to suit your hearing needs. You can also turn on noise cancellation to reduce ambient background noise on phone calls. The piece says that does work for iOS 15. It does not say that it does not work for Apple's latest phones. Perhaps because it's meant to? Despite word from the aforementioned 9to5 reader, the same report has another user saying that they have heard that it's a glitch. According to that account, I've been speaking with Apple support regarding this. It's a known issue that they're working on with no resolution timeline at the moment. This issue also creates problems with echoes on CarPlay when talking between iPhone 13s. It is a major flaw that needs to be resolved ASAP. In the meantime, there is another thing to try. As of now, says 9to5Mac, the only workaround available will be activating the voice isolation feature on a call in the control center. Apple Pay is continuing its roll around the world, with upcoming stops in Argentina and Peru. Unlike the guesswork that often accompanies such stories, iDownload says this information comes from Apple directly. According to the report, Apple itself confirmed the upcoming expansion on its Latin America website, which now lists Apple Pay as available in Costa Rica and coming soon to Argentina and Peru. The news actually supports some of the guesswork mentioned a moment ago, though it's not really fair to call what happened in Peru recently guesswork. According to the report, Interbank was recently teasing the imminent Apple Pay launch in Peru via its website. The now removed webpage provided information and instructional videos on how to use Apple's mobile payment service with the bank's Visa cards. More news in a moment, but first a word from Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. If debt is weighing you down, chances are it's not just one thing. High interest loans, credit card debt, other personal expenses, even just a few things add up. But one thing might help. A personal loan from Upstart. Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt, and it all happens online. Over 1 million people have used Upstart to turn these things they were paying for into one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. Instead of just your credit score, Upstart considers other factors like your income, current employment, and credit history to find you a smarter rate for your loan. You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000, and you can receive funds as fast as one business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/macOSKen. UPSTART, that's upstart.com/macOSKen. don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Upstart.com/macOSKen. As it has for many years on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Apple turned its landing page over to honoring the civil rights leader on Monday. Alongside a picture of the man was a quote by King, "I believe that we can transform dark yesterdays of injustice into bright tomorrows of justice and humanity." That was followed by Apple's own sentiment, "Today and every day, we honor his life and legacy of service." It wasn't just the homepage that honored Dr. King. A piece from the Mac Observer says Monday's episode of the Apple Fitness Plus feature, Time to Walk, was narrated by Bernice A. King, the youngest daughter of Dr. King and CEO of the Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change. The description for her Time to Walk episode says, she talks about finding her own path as the daughter of parents who had such a lasting impact, and how a stranger's small act of kindness became a turning point in her life. The Bernice A. King episode of Time to Walk is available now to Fitness Plus subscribers on Apple Watch. Also in keeping with recent tradition, Apple CEO Tim Cook tweeted to mark MLK Day. Quoting that message, Dr. King could paint a powerful vision in dark times, reminding us that we could hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. May his words continue to inspire us to bind up our nation's wounds and protect the civil rights of all who call it home. Apple's making a stunning addition to its vintage products list soon. Mac Rumors ran a piece over the weekend saying that Apple's last MacBook Pro with a CD drive is headed that way. What the headline doesn't say is that that machine hit the market almost 10 years ago. The site says it's seen an internal memo that shows the mid-2012 13-inch MacBook Pro going vintage at the end of this month. Released in June 2012, says the report, the 13-inch MacBook Pro model was the last Mac with a built-in CD/DVD drive sold by Apple. It remained for sale until October 2016 as a lower-priced option alongside the thinner 13-inch MacBook Pro with a Retina display. I say it's a stunning addition for a couple of reasons. First, Apple started making the machine almost a decade ago, and second, it has been over 5 years since Apple stopped selling it. That's the cutoff for vintage devices, stopped selling 5 years ago, but less than 7. It's a potentially important distinction. When a machine is obsolete, as something that was sold 7 years ago would be, sanctioned service is unavailable. If a device is vintage, repairs are possible from Apple and Apple-authorized service providers, provided parts are available. Quite the workhorse, though still long in the tooth. On the software side, the piece points out that Apple dropped support for this machine with macOS Big Sur in 2020. If you're holding on to one, it has served you well, but it's probably time to start eyeing something more recent. And finally today, it turns out not all Wordle clones are Wordle clones, and one that isn't is doing some good. Now let's be clear, the ones we heard about last week are a bunch of bad actors. Wordle is a daily, online word game. Games in the App Store with the same name and the same game mechanics are knockoffs. But as I say, there is one Wordle in the App Store that should be there, and that is doing good. Ars Technica has been keeping track of Stephen Cravotta on Twitter. There, the piece says, Cravotta writes about how he created a game called Wordle 5 years ago at the age of 18, mostly for fun, to sharpen my coding skills, and maybe make a quick buck. The game plays a bit like Upspell, if you know that one. In Cravotta's game, Ars Technica says players build as many words as they can from a set of letters in a strict time limit. After about 100,000 downloads 5 years ago, downloads were trickling for Cravotta's Wordle 1 or 2 a day, until this month when they rocketed up to about 200,000 per week. Blame the other Wordle. Or thank it. R says Kravoda chalks up the sudden increase to major publications, failing to specify that the Wordle that was sweeping the planet was an internet browser-only game, so naturally people went to the App Store to search Wordle. Personally, I think he's being too hard on the writers versus the readers, but whatever. Kravoda's game is free to download, which I did. While it says there are in-app purchases available, I have not found them. Some people have, though, and Kravoda is making money. And he is giving that money away. The developer told The Verge that the huge number of downloads has converted to $2,000 at this point, though he is hoping that that number will go higher. Between now and the end of the month, Kravoda says any proceeds from in-app purchases in the iOS game will be going to Boost Oakland, a youth mentoring and tutoring partnership. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by New Relic. Monitor, debug, and improve your entire stack and get 100 gigabytes of data free. Learn more and get started at newrelic.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Upstart, fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.